Thank you for being here. I certainly hope that you'll find the time well spent. You know, the fact that you are here tells me that you are one of the very few, really, that is willing to actually break out of their comfort zone, their routine, their standard modus operandi to actually learn something for the purposes of advancing in your personal goals and ambitions. And you know what? Sadly, that's a very rare thing these days. So I want to congratulate you for having the intestinal fortitude to uh, to do just that. So congratulations on being one of the few, one of the elite, and I expect that's where you will be very shortly if you're not already. So this evening, I want to review and encapsulate what we've put together to ensure your success in the Community Support Network and Strategy 2020. All right? So really, it could not be any more simple, any more clean than what we have for you, what we put together for you. If you've been paying attention to the training emails that have gone out, then you've already got some insights as to what I'll be talking about. But I want to put it all together and present it in a way that I think will make tremendous sense for you, simplify things, which is exactly what is needed to achieve success. You know, complexity is the enemy to success. And that's a challenge we have with Strategy 2020 because it is complex from the standpoint that there are several different parts or elements involved. And especially when people don't have any exposure or experience with the financial world, it tends to overwhelm them, and especially you when you're trying to explain it. Am I right? I mean, you can really get tangled up in your words trying to explain what Strategy 2020 is all about. All right, so we're going to simplify that for you tonight, give you a simple track to run on, provide you with unlimited leads to work with. And let's talk about that for a minute, leads. You know, I've had a lot of people say, oh, Mark, I've talked to, all four of my friends and nobody bid on it, so I don't think this is for me. And you know what? Talking to the people you know is probably the worst thing to do. It really is. And, you've heard of, there's a story in the Bible about, how a prophet gets no credit in his own land. But when he comes to a new land, he is the expert from afar, and he's given much more credibility, much more authority. People have a lot more respect for that individual. And that's very true with the people that you know. They go, oh, well, that's just Mark. We've seen him try this and try that, and, he has never really been successful. And, well, we know him, that's just Mark, So they don't give you much credibility, all right? So I would say right off the bat that talking to the people you know is probably not the place to go until you've established some success, because they want to know, well, what have you done with this? Well, nothing really. I'm just brand new. So, you see where that goes. Okay. So right off the bat, you want to save your own personal contact list until you started to achieve some success. All right. So what we've done here is, let's start off right off the bat. Okay. Now, mind you, I should have said up front, this is a training for existing members of CSN who are involved in Strategy 2020 and potentially Tradera, some of you. So this is a training for those of you who are already involved. So if you're here as a guest, bear with us. You're going to get some fantastic training and insights probably before even knowing that much of the program. So we thank you for attending, and in any event, let's proceed. All right. So I hope you've got a notepad and a pen and will be taking some notes. Okay. If you don't, I urge that you take a moment, go get a notepad, and do that right now. Okay. I'll give you just a moment if you need it. So, all right, talking to people. The question might come up, well, you know, you're with a lockdown and COVID, there's not many cocktail parties these days, but let's just say you're talking to somebody for some reason, and the question comes up, well, what do you do? Here's what I would say. Maybe you have a better way of approaching this, but here's what I would do. I would say, oh, I'm a cash flow consultant. If you want a title, pin that on me, okay? I'm a cash flow consultant, and what I do is I help people find extra money to save and invest in a way that that money can grow at double digits on a monthly basis. Have you ever heard of something like that? All right. So what have you done? In 2 sentences, you've just planted a seed and you've already set a hook with that question. Have you ever heard of something like that? Well, no, that sounds different. All right. So you've left the door wide open to them to say, well, geez, tell me more. That sounds interesting. All right. So that's what you are. I'm a cash flow consultant. I show people where to find extra money to save and invest where it can grow double digits every month. Period. All right. Have you ever heard of anything like that? All right. So you just opened the door wide open. All right. And that couldn't be more simple, could it? Very simple, straightforward. All right. So let's talk about that. In general terms, what business are we in? We're in the financial education business. Okay. We found out through experience that, most people, when they see the gifting program, it's something like, well, yeah, I've done something like that in the past. It didn't work very well. So no, I'm not interested. All right. So we're really doing a disservice by presenting CSN as a gifting program, because it's so much more, as you already know, right? It is so much more. We are in the financial education business. We show people how to make money work for them so they don't have to work so hard for their money. That's simple, very simple. And we've got a couple of videos to support that. Oh, really? Well, how do you do that? Well, if I could send you a video to explain in some detail, would you look at it and we could talk about it again, maybe tomorrow or later? Well, yeah, I could do that. So now what are you doing? You're asking for a person's name and email. Ask for their business card. I'm just taking the scenario of a personal face-to-face meeting with somebody, right? Okay. And we'll get into so much more, but I just want to break it down for you so that you can see how simple this is when you have the right words to work with. Okay, it's very straightforward. We're in the financial education business. We show people how to make their money work harder for them so they don't have to work so hard for the money. All right. All right. Now, next, another approach you've seen in my training emails that I've sent out, um, how to take a cold call approach talking to business owners or anybody for that matter, anybody. Let's leverage this COVID lockdown scenario to your benefit. Let's use that. Let's use that as the door opener. Okay? It's very simple. I find a business advertising. It's a Subway franchise. There's a phone number. I see an ad somewhere and I call it. All right? I ring up the number. Hello, Subway, North Shore. Can I help you? I say, hello, this is Mark. Who am I speaking with? Oh, this is Sally. And you can bet you're not talking to the owner, right? Okay. Hi, Sally. I wonder if you could help me out. I'm calling local businesses in the area who may have been affected by this COVID lockdown, and I'm sharing some information as to how they can improve their cash flow. Are you the owner there? So, they're probably not, but you give them the respect to maybe assume that they are and ask, are you the owner there? Oh, no, I just, I'm just working here the shift today. Oh, okay. Well, I'd like to get some important information to the owner. Would you mind giving me their name and a better time I could call to reach them? All right, and so you get that information. And let's say you get through to the owner. Well, hello. Hello, Mr. Jones. It's nice to meet you on the phone. Listen, I'm working with local businesses who have been affected by this COVID lockdown and are perhaps underachieving as far as their cash flow goes. And I'm showing folks how they can enhance their cash flow. And what I'd like to do is I'd like to send you some information if I could. And whether that could help you directly, or maybe some people that have been affected by this lockdown that might also have an interest to learn about what we're doing to help people improve their cash flow. Could I send you a little bit of information, have you look at it, and then we could talk again in a day or two? That's a very non-threatening approach. You're not putting the person on the spot. You're not asking them to make a decision really, other than, hey, can I send you information? Will you look at it? And can we talk about it again? That's what we want to establish. Can we do that? Okay. And I always started out, hey, can you help me out? I'm trying to help. I'm trying to reach people that are affected by this COVID lockdown with this business interruption and cash flow problem. I'm wanting to share some information with people who are affected by that to see if we can help them out and build their cash flow up to where it needs to be. All right. So what I'd like to do is send you information on my business so that you know about it. And if you know anybody in the business community or otherwise who might be able to benefit from this, I'd like you to know about it so that you'd know who to refer them to, that I might be able to send them some information that could help them out. Okay, so you see what you're doing. You're not putting the person directly on the hot seat. You're saying, hey, help me out. And if you know anybody that might need some help, I could be a resource for you. You could steer them in my direction. Okay? Now, you're doing this for the benefit of the people that he knows. Now, when he gets your information, starts to look at it, geez, he might be interested himself. You know that? Wow, what a stroke of luck. So you see how indirect this is. You're not putting someone on the hot seat to make a direction, or you're not being pushy or acting like a salesperson just wanting to, you know, push something off and make the sale. Hey, help me out here. You mind helping me out? This is what I'm doing. I'm trying to help others who are affected by this COVID lockdown. And you know, that's just about everybody. That's just about everybody. All right. So let me send you some information. Have you look at it. I'd like to follow up and just answer a couple of questions you might have. And at least then you know when you come across somebody that could use some help, where to send them. I'll be here. Could we do that? That's very non-threatening. Okay? So, I mean, that's something you could do. You could spend all day just calling up people cold on the phone. You don't have to know them at all. And just as a natural reaction, people like to help other people out. Hey, Mr. Jones, my name is Mark, and I wonder if you could help me out here. Here's what I'm doing. I'm trying to reach out to local business people who are affected by this COVID lockdown and are looking for ways to bolster their cash flow. All right? I know I'm repeating myself, but I want you to get this. I want to maybe present it in a few different ways so that you're comfortable with this. And it's an entirely non-threatening approach. There's no pressure, and you're actually asking for someone's help. People generally tend to want to help other people. And you could do this all day long, just making cold phone calls to businesses you don't even know. Okay? So people, you know, this excuse I hear, well, I've talked to everybody I know and nobody's interested, so I guess this isn't for me. All right? That's a loser's attitude. All right? Winners never quit, and quitters never win. It's very simple. All right, so that's a phone approach. And if all you did was to take 15 to 20 minutes a day making phone calls to people you don't even know with that approach, you'd be advancing on a daily basis. I guarantee you. I guarantee you. You know, but the problem is people that aren't used to this look at that phone and they look at it like it weighs about 500 pounds and they can't hardly pick it up. Okay? But this actually gets to be fun because you're going to be talking to a lot of people and developing new relationships and hearing stories, and it really is a lot of fun. You'll enjoy it. You'll look forward to that next phone call. And you know what? If you have to make 10 calls to find one person who's interested, guess what? That's progress in your business. So maybe it takes 30 minutes to call 10 people and to get one person interested in what you're doing. You could do 2 of those every hour and you'd be advancing on a regular basis in your business. So it's a numbers game. Get the numbers working in your favor. You know, if you only have 5 people you consider friends and none of them are interested, well, that's not getting the numbers in your favor. You've got to get the numbers in your favor. All right? There's an old advertising rule that basically says that if you put an ad in the paper, people typically won't respond until they've seen the ad like 13 times. Okay? So it's a numbers game. You got to have that repetition on the advertising. You got to get those calls in to get the numbers in your favor. You can't just make 3 calls and say, oh, nobody wants to do this. This doesn't work. All right, so remember the numbers. All right, now, people tend to want to use the email. All right, that can be effective, perhaps with people that you know, but you know how many emails you get. And when you get an email from a stranger about something you don't know about, chances are you're not going to give it that much attention. But if you can send out emails and follow up with a phone call, in other words, you've got a list with an email and a phone number, simply by sending the email, whether they've seen it or not, is an excuse to call them. Hey, Joe, this is Mark. I sent you an email a couple days ago about helping people out that have been affected by COVID lockdowns and helping them out with cash flow. Do you remember seeing that at all? Doesn't matter if he saw it or not. It's an excuse to call him and open the door. No, I haven't seen that. And so now you simply launch into your phone approach. Well, listen, I wonder if you could help me out here. I'm in a business, I'm showing folks how to bolster their cash flow if they've been affected by this COVID lockdown. All right, we show people where to find money to save and invest and work harder for them so they don't have to work so hard for their money. Listen, if I could send you some information, would you look at it and be familiar with what I'm doing in my business so that when you come across somebody that might be able to be helped by this, you'd at least know where to refer them to? Could you do that for me? Yes or no, and just go accordingly, okay? So you can use that approach. It's very soft, it's very easy. You don't need to be a salesperson. And if you just spent time making new contacts on the phone, calling up ads you see wherever in your local area or anywhere for that matter, you will advance in your business, I guarantee it. Let me tell you an experience I had. In my younger days, I signed up to be a business broker, buying and selling businesses. It's kind of like real estate, but only specializing in businesses, small businesses. And part of the training was that when we finish with this week-long training, we've got these cards, kind of like a 3x5 card with, you know, some literature on it about buyers that we have looking for businesses like yours. And to be successful in this business brokerage business, in the following week after training stops, you need to go out. They said you need to go out and you need to drop off at least 450 of these cards throughout the business community. And you know what? I had like 6 people in my training class. I was the only one that did that. And guess what? My very first year, there was a network of like 18 franchises in the Chicagoland area for VR business brokers. I was silly enough, I did what they told me to do. And I was the only one that did it. And guess what? I became agent of the year amongst the entire network of franchises, 18 franchises throughout Chicagoland. All right? So what does that say? You got to go out and get the numbers in. I had to go out and plant 450 seeds with business owners, and I got enough calls back in to start my business. Get some listings. Start selling those listings, getting those businesses going, all right, to the marketplace. So It's a simple concept. It's you know, it's tried and true. So when you look at your own activity, what are you doing with your numbers? What kind of numbers do you have? If you're not getting results, look at your numbers. How many contacts are you making on a daily basis? Not just here and there. It needs to be daily. You need to find time every day, even if it's 30 minutes, even if it's 15 minutes. Find a way to make contact. Tell people what you're doing in your business. Just tell them what you're doing. Hey, I'm in a new business. I want you to know about it in case you could send any referrals my way. Now, how simple is that? I'm in a new business. I want you to know about it so you can send me some referrals if you come across anybody that I could help. Doesn't get any simpler than that. Could not be any simpler. So whether you're just talking to people, whether
I
you're...
didn't mean to knock it off the table. It just happened.
Hold on. Got some noise in the background here. Joel on mute. Okay, I'll let you know when I unmute you so we can have an interchange here, an exchange. But let me finish here, or we're never going to get through. All right, so talking to people, I just made it easy. Let me just ask, any comments or questions about that so far before we move on? Has anybody had similar experience, pro or con? Does that make sense? Does that make it easy for you? Put something in the chat for me. If you want to say something, just unmute yourself. Okay. Yeah, it's just knowing who you are, what you're doing, and how to present yourself in the simplest way possible. And to be non-threatening, non-pushy. Nobody likes to feel like they're a salesperson trying to push something down someone's throat. Hey, can you help me out? Here's what I'm doing. Help me out with some referrals if you know anybody. And of course, in the process, you're exposing it to them, and so many people that you expose it to are going to say, well, hey, I'd like to know more about that myself. All right? So that's simple. All right, now, with that alone, if that's all you work with, you don't need anything else, and you could be more successful than you could possibly dream. Okay? That's all you need. So the thing you have to understand is that in the world we live in right now, just about everybody needs what you have. You've got to have that mindset. Everybody needs what you have. Financial education, learning where to find money to save and invest and get ahead financially. Everybody needs that. So you've got to go out with the confidence that you're there to help people. You've got something valuable and important. And if they don't see it, well, great. Who do you know that does? So really, when you take that approach, there is no dead end. Oh, no, that's not for me. I got my hands full. I'm too busy. I can't think of anything else. Okay, I understand perfectly. But you know what? This world is full of people that are looking for help. Who do you know that might need help that might not be as fortunate as you are? Help me out here. I'm trying to reach people and help people. Oh, well, okay, let me think. You know, my brother-in-law, he just got laid off, come to think of it. Okay, well, how can you put me in touch with him? All right, you see how easy that is? It's easy. No matter what they say, it's a plus. Just work it. Work your way around it. Okay? So, I mean, It's just simple, folks. And you're going to find that once you get into the groove and get over your fear, it's fun. It's actually fun talking to people. And once you get to that point where you find it fun to talk to people, there's going to be no stopping you. You're going to shoot right up the charts in success with your business. Okay? So make it fun, because you know you're doing a good thing for people. You're not a salesperson just trying to push something off on somebody, whether they need it or not. Everybody needs what we're doing here. Everybody. Okay? All right. John's asking, what info do we send? John, you should be getting emails. No, that went out to Tradera. I sent out an email script to the folks in Tradera, but basically it's what I just went over. All right. Hey, I'm in a new business. I know you as someone who's a person of influence in the community. Give them a compliment. And I'm trying to reach people who need help with cash flow. I thought you might know some people. I'd like to show you what I'm doing in my business so that if you come across folks that need help, you'd have a place to send them for some help. Fair enough? Always ask that closing question. Is that fair? Is that too much to ask? Can you help me out? All right, these are little tie-down questions that you always want to ask at the end. Get them to agree. You know, yes. Okay. So with that alone, if that's all you did, you don't need anything else. But let's look at other options. Okay. What do we send? All right. Some of you may not have seen the little teaser video that I just created about a week ago. And for those who may not have seen it, I'm going to show you again what it is. And this is an introduction that you might send out to folks as just a little teaser. Okay, let me play it.
Hello. If you're not yet financially free, please listen to me for the next 2 minutes. It could change your life. Most people are just over broke. Most people don't have the savings to handle a $1,000 car repair bill or medical emergency. Even successful professionals and business people are working way too hard for their money, and they haven't achieved their dreams. Their savings, investments, or retirement funds are just not doing the job. The reason is that most people are financially illiterate, and they have to work way too hard for their money. Or they give their money to traditional institutions who give them peanuts while the institution makes all the money and buys another tall building with many millions of dollars. Most people don't know how to have money working for them in any meaningful way. If you're open to ideas, I'd like to show you where to find extra money to save and invest. So if I could show you how to start saving and investing without taking any money from your pocket or from your current budget, would you at least investigate that? Maybe you'd like to learn about cryptocurrencies. Maybe it would appeal to you to learn how to successfully trade the markets and be able to make money anywhere, any time of the day with only your cell phone. If I could introduce you to traders who could manage an account for you hands-free and make it grow faster than you ever knew was possible, would that be interesting to you? What do you know about gold and silver? Are you aware that its price is about to take a parabolic upturn as the global crisis worsens? You can profit very nicely from that, but will you? People need this knowledge. So if I could show you a way to generate an extra $5,000 to $10,000 a month, sharing this knowledge with the millions who need it, Would that be worth a few minutes to investigate? I know this sounds like it might be something really expensive, and it is if you consider $25 expensive. If not, then you're in luck because this is almost free. So you need to check this out. It might be the best decision you've ever made. Contact me for more information and I'll fill you in on the details.
So that's the teaser video. And I think it's exactly what we need because we haven't had anything really in the way of just a short overview. And that pretty much says it all right there, doesn't it? You don't have to say anything. Well, what's this all about? Well, let me send you a little 2-minute introduction video and we'll go from there. All right. So here's the process. All right. Step one is you pique someone's interest by talking about what we've just gone over previously. Okay. Pique their interest is number one. 2, get them to a video or a presentation. All right. If all we do is that teaser video, we really don't need to go any further. If they really show a lot of interest, you could lead them to the next step. And let me just point out, if they wanted to drill down farther, what that next step might be. In fact, okay, let me do this. Let me go to Exit Babylon. Okay, on the Exit Babylon YouTube channel, what we just saw was this one here, financial education. Got some? Okay, so you can go and get the link to that and share it. It's totally generic, and you'll have the person get back to you. If they want to drill down, get more information, we've got 2 follow-up videos, all right? This next one, Make Your Money Work for You, the abbreviated version, that's only 17 minutes. And then we have one that's just over an hour that gets into all of the different elements of CSN, the different, well, both of these actually show the different communities, the Gold Emporium, financial privacy, professional trading, you know, the whole ball of wax there. Okay, so that's when they want to drill down. So I would probably do this in succession, perhaps, is that you got the 3-minute teaser here. To drill down, you might go to the next level, Make Your Money Work for You, abbreviated version, and then this next financial education you won't get anywhere else. This is on the CSN webpage. Okay. Knowledge is power is also a good one. Now, you're not going to want to do all these. You want to go through these to see what's on them. Take notes so you have a checklist of what's in these videos, and then you can decide which one might be most appropriate to share. Okay? But this 2-minute teaser says enough about what we're doing and what the benefits are for someone to say, geez, you know, that sounds interesting. I'd like more information. All right, so then you move on to more information with one of these next 3 videos. Okay, you can choose one to suit your needs, all right, based on the party you're talking to. Each of these is pretty much the same. It goes into the communities of CSN, financial education you won't get anywhere else. That also gets into Tradera. All right, we'll talk about that here in just a minute. But that's the sequence. The teaser, and then as a follow-up, do one of the following 3. All right, I would probably suggest the shortest one, and that might be this 17-minute video number 2 here in the playlist. All right, you want to try and keep people's attention and not make it too long. Then if they want to go deeper, they can do that at another time once they're pretty much already sold on the idea. Okay, but that's step number 2, video. Step number 1 is pique their interest. Step number 2 is video. And step number 3, what always comes up in a conversation with people you know when you're talking to them about some business opportunity? Comes up almost invariably. What comes up is, well, how are you doing with this? How's it doing for you? Oh, I'll wait till you're successful and then come back and tell me about it once you've done something. Have you had that happen before? Happens all the time. So you don't have to feel vulnerable in that situation. What you need to do is you need to have someone in your upline that you can call on a 3-way call or set up a meeting on Skype or Zoom or whatever, a personal VIP meeting, and say, hey, Joe, you know what? I'm new at this business. I don't have much of a track record to show with you, but I'm working with people who do. And so I'd like you to speak with them. All right? When is a good time for you? We can set something up. And I'd like to introduce you to Mark. He's a professional trader. He's worked with hedge funds, and he's very successful in the business. He'd be the one for you to talk to. When can we set that up? Now, what you need to do is have 2 or 3 people like that are ready to accept your call just about any time. And rather than waiting to set it up, you want to get them on the phone right away. Hey, can we do a 3-way call right now? Let's see if I can get a hold of Mark. He's well advanced in this business. He's been at it for a number of years, this, that, and the other. You really build that person up and say, hey, I'd like to introduce you. This is the kind of person that I'm working with. For those of you that are in Tradera and are getting my Tradera training messages, you've got my resume. You can use me. You also need to have a couple of others in your upline that you can talk to. And regardless of, their immediate success, you sell them as the expert from afar. Because you're new in the business. You don't have any credibility. Let me introduce you to someone who's done this and has got a lot higher level of esteem as far as a successful track record in this. All right? So that's how you approach it. You don't be bashful about being new or not having much of a track record yet. Just admit it. Say, hey, I'm new at this, but I'm working with some very successful people. In fact, one lady I'm working with, in 7 months, she's built an income of $100,000 a month. Speaking of the lady in Tradera, can't think of her name right now. But, and there's a bunch of folks like that, all right? So know enough about these people to talk about them and say, hey, let me get you on the phone with one of these people that are on my team and let you talk to them, all right? And do a 3-way. Get that 3-way going. Bring in that expert from afar. Takes all the pressure off of you. Brings in the expert from afar who will have much more credibility, and let that third party take care of the business for you and get that prospect closed. That's a successful, duplicatable system. That's what works. Don't take it all upon yourself. So get a hold of your upline, talk to them, Tell them what you want to do. Make sure you've got their numbers. You can call them, put them on a three-way call, and be prepared to do that for your people. All right? Now, again, you might just be starting out. What if someone calls you to do a three-way? What do you talk about? Talk about the leaders in the business. All right? Talk about what's happening in CSN. Talk about what's happening in Tradera. Okay? If you're not in Tradera, you need to be. Let me just put it that way, okay? We're in the financial education business. And that being the case, Tradera is a very important element in that equation. Now, you've heard a lot about Strategy 2020. Let's review that a minute. What is the concept? The concept is you start building an organization at a very low entry level position, which is what CSN is, $25. Anybody can afford that. Start building a network in CSN, and the Strategy 2020 is, as you build that network, they follow you into the next opportunity, which right now is Tradera, the Forex Training Academy. Certainly you know enough about Tradera. Many of you are already involved. All right. If you don't know about it, go into the CSN Community Center and you'll find plenty of information if you haven't already. Okay. There's plenty of information there. But Tradera is the second phase right now of Strategy 2020. So if you're in CSN, you need to be in Tradera. And Tradera is where you're really going to attract high-level people that want to learn to trade, learn high-level finance, learn how to make money with their cell phone, right? And that just fits right into our financial education objective. Now, Tradera is beautiful from the standpoint that once you achieve certain ranks and you've built a certain client base in Tradera, you achieve a weekly income. It's not up one week and gone the next, a little bit the following week, gone the next, based on the immediate business of the day. Once you achieve a certain rank in Tradera, you're pretty much locked in. Okay, I say pretty much from the standpoint that once you have the client base, of course they need to stay and keep paying their $99 a month unless they've got 3 referrals and it's free. But even then, that still continues. All right. So weekly income guaranteed. You can budget off of the income coming in from Tradera. That's stability. That's something you can count on. That's not going to be coming and going with the wind. Okay? With CSN, sometimes you get donations, sometimes you don't. Okay? It's hard to count on it until you get up into the higher numbers where you've got enough volume that it starts to get pretty consistent. With Tradera, that starts off right off the bat. So with the very first rank in Tradera, you're making $125 a week, every week. You can count on that. Put that in your budget. All right? Rank up to the next level, night, and it's $250 a week. Then it goes to $500 a week, then $1,000 a week. $1,250, I think it is. Yeah, $1,250. And up from there. Okay? So you need to get involved in Tradera if you're going to fully exploit the concept that we're dealing with here in Strategy 2020. All right? If you're not aware, Tradera is only $99 per month. Yes, per month. Unless or until you've got 3 referrals, and then it's free. If you go beyond 3 referrals and you rank up to the next rank, and you're making $500 a month, then you'll start paying the $99 again. But it's out of your profits. It's not out of your pocket. So that's nice. Okay? So again, to fully benefit from the Strategy 2020, you need to be involved in Tradera. And that's just going to be an extra profit center for your business. I've told people, maybe you don't have any time or interest in learning how to trade. Doesn't matter. It's a profit center in your business, and other people will want to learn to trade. You're going to market that. You're going to establish that as a second profit center in your business. The donations in CSN is profit center number 1. The weekly income that you get from Tradera is profit center number 2. All right, and we'll move on from there. In fact, I can show you profit center number 3, which is our lead generation program. Let me show you that. I'm sure many of you have seen this already, but let me just go over it just to be sure everyone is on the same page. MLM Rod, Recruit on Demand System. Okay, pay close attention to this. This is fascinating. Now, I learned about this guy years ago, and I'd be using it right now, except this only works for US and Canadian phone numbers. And I don't have one of those, or I'd be involved in this right now, but I have been involved in the past, and honestly, I had more leads than I knew what to do with. I couldn't follow up with all of them. And that was before he had this gift premium incentive program where he's giving away a $50 reward gift card. All right, so listen to this. It's ingenious. This will send you an endless stream of leads.
Attention network marketer, would you like to have 3 to 5 new people looking at your network marketing business every single day? Of course you would, right? You know, our job as a network marketer is to get eyeballs on our presentation. Once we have eyeballs on our presentation, a percentage of people will turn into qualified leads, which leads to sales, us earning money, and then we get more eyeballs on the presentation, and we repeat the process over and over again. Now, where we see people really struggle is that they struggle with getting eyeballs on the presentation. So they have no qualified leads, no sales, not making any money, look very frustrated like this guy or girl over here. Well, here's the solution. Join MLM Rod. MLM Rod is a system. It's going to give you lots of different strategies for attracting people to take a look at your presentation, which turns into qualified leads and sales. You're earning money, repeating the process, teaching your team to do the same thing. Okay, and the beautiful thing is you could do this without chasing people and no cold calling. The system does this on autopilot. It handles all the inviting, the presenting, and it just does this on autopilot. Now, it's very simple. A couple clicks, you set up an account. It attracts people to look at your business using text message. It offers them a $50 rewards cash gift card in exchange for them taking the time to watch your video presentation. That makes it very attractive. Eyeballs on the presentation turns into qualified leads and sales. You're earning money, repeating the process over and over again. Very cool way to generate traffic to your presentation. Now, we use something called an incentive. An incentive is a reward or promise of payment that encourages a person to take a certain action and behave a certain way, work harder, okay? And that's why we use that $50 rewards cash gift card as an incentive to get them to look at your presentation. Okay, now, here's some common incentives, because incentives are all over the place and they work. They're very predictable to get people to do activity. You know, you go to the grocery store and you see signs that say, buy one, get one free. That is an incentive to try to get you to buy that product today, right? Punch cards, buy 10 pizzas, get the 11 free. Again, an incentive so that you can keep coming back and buying more pizzas from them, right? Coupon codes, online discounts. Typically those things expire. It's an incentive, giving you a little bit of a discount to buy more, right? $150 Visa gift card for switching cable TV, an incentive for you to go through the hassle of switching cable TV, right? How about with certain jobs where they say work overtime and get paid time and a half? That's an incentive. Again, it's cheaper for the company to pay someone time and a half than to have to go and hire a whole new employee, right? So they incentivize that, right? Network marketing, sponsor 3 new reps and receive a $200 bonus. That's an incentive so that you can do more of the sponsoring activity. How about with your kids? Do your chores and you'll get some ice cream. That's an incentive to get your kids to do their chores, right? So incentives are all over the place. They work. They're very predictable. So we're doing the same exact thing. We're using an incentive. Now, a couple of steps to set up your OneRod account. When you come in, you're going to choose the video that you want your prospects to see. That could be a YouTube link, a direct link to a video, or you could even search by.
This is where that 3-minute teaser that I just showed you could be used, okay? You want to keep it short.
Your company name, and maybe we have it in our database already. So you choose your video, and then the next step is what you want someone to do after they watch your video. Do you want them to contact you? Do you want to have them contact a coach, which could be a sponsor, an upline? Or do you want to redirect them to another website? So you choose that, and that's it, you're done. The system goes to work for you. You choose however you want to attract leads. It's going to attract people to you. It's going to use the text messaging. It's going to offer them the gift card in exchange for watching your presentation. And it's going to get eyeballs on that presentation, which is the very key activity that you need done. Eyeballs on a presentation turns into qualified leads and sales. You're earning money, repeating the process over and over again. Okay, so here's what your page looks like. You get a page like this, and it basically tells the visitor, receive a $50 rewards cash gift card for watching a short presentation. They go ahead and they opt in. It verifies their mobile number, and then it sends them to your video presentation and has them watch this presentation. And it pretty much forces them to watch the presentation, and then it pops up a little question at the end to find out their interest level, whether they're interested in your products or your opportunity, or they have no interest. Once they answer that question, the system is going to automatically send them a text message with the $50 rewards cash gift card. This is done automatically. You don't have to do it. Doesn't cost you anything extra or anything for that. The system handles that for you. Okay, but more importantly, you have someone that's reaching out to you so you can do the follow-up, or they're going to your website and they're in the process at that point. Okay, again, the system is going to send them their gift card automatically. They can click on it. They'll be able to activate their gift card. They'll be in a shopping portal where they can use that $50 towards hotels, restaurants, electronics, movie tickets, etc., etc. So you look like the hero. We delivered what we promised. But more importantly, now you have a prospect that you can communicate with and follow up with them, and they can be on your website and continue the process. Okay, now there are several options for generating leads. Okay, option 1 is you can import your contacts that you have from your cell phone, your personal contacts. And you can obviously check off people that you don't want to put into the phone, but you have that option to import your contacts, and then the system will automatically invite them for you, offer them the $50 rewards cash gift card to watch your presentation, and now you have eyeballs on your presentation. So that's option 1. Option 2 is a rare window sign that you can put in the back of your car. It promotes a make money ad and it invites the person to call to listen to a 3-minute message that we have developed for you. It has testimonies and everything. It's very well done. And at the end of that message, it's going to invite the listener to press 1 to receive offer to receive a $50 rewards cash gift card just for watching your full presentation. So it's going to get eyeballs on your presentation. Option 3 is drop cards. It looks like a $100 bill that's folded. And the concept behind it is to leave a couple behind wherever you go in life. And it gets people's attention, obviously, because it looks like money. And then they read the little ad, they call to listen to the 3-minute message. They press 1, and now they're off looking at your full presentation. Okay, option 4, Facebook. We have a Facebook copy and paste chat script that shows you how to find people on Facebook and how to connect with them so that you can invite them to take a look at your business, or you can even invite them to take a look at this system if they are a network marketer, so you can build some relationship with those people that could lead to good things down the road. All right, option 5, Google search. We have a Google search tool that intelligently shows you how to find business people and network marketers so that you can connect with those people for building your business. And again, you have the cool offer of bribing someone to take a look at your business by offering them a $50 rewards cash gift card for doing that. All right, option 6, beacons. Okay, our system works with any beacon device. Pretty much a beacon is a little device. It's about the size of a 9-volt battery. And what it does, it creates a Bluetooth signal that hits any phone within that range. So you can have beacons hitting all the different phones. And what it does is it pushes a little message to the phone. As long as the phone has Bluetooth turned on and location, it'll automatically push a little message promoting how you can make extra money. When the visitor clicks on that, they get sent over to your landing page promoting the $50 offer for watching a video. All right, we coined this little term called hug marketing, which is basically hide one beacon, use one beacon, and give one away, okay? So now you have 3 beacons working for you all the time, okay? So very, very easy way to promote too as well. And again, it pushes the message to the phone, person clicks on it, they land on your offer page, they opt in, they get to see your presentation, and it basically holds their hand and makes sure that they watch that presentation. So recapping real quick, MLM ROD system, lots of different ways to generate activity and traffic and leads coming to look at your business. We have a very cool bribe offer, basically bribing them to look at your video, creating eyeballs on the presentation, turns into qualified leads and sales. You're earning money, repeating the process, getting your team to do the same thing. Very, very simple. So what does this cost? $7 for a 7-day test drive account. After the 7 days, it converts to $37 a month. And if you refer 3, you are free. So refer 3, $37 goes away, and you have the system for free and you keep using it. Now you get unlimited $50 rewards cash gift cards. What that means is if you use the strategies that we teach, or you have other strategies for generating traffic, you can use this as much as you want. For $37 a month, you can have unlimited amount of people look at your presentation. Doesn't cost you anything extra, and it can go through the process. And if you refer 3, it's free, and you can still use it. So it's very, very beautiful. Now, the only caveat that we have is that you must have a United States or Canadian phone number that can receive text messages. Okay, that's the only caveat that we have. Other than that, you can use the system. So go ahead and click on the order button below this video. Go ahead and set it up at $7 for 7-day trial, and I'll see you on the inside.
So there we have it. Pretty slick system, actually. Quite sophisticated. And simple, automated. So that's available should you choose to use that. And I don't know why you wouldn't for $37 a month. I mean, one CSN new member pays for that, and then you're off to the races. But I really want to impress upon folks that what we have is powerful, and it's sorely needed in the marketplace. People are looking for you, and so you need to get out there and stir up activity. Let people know what you do. You've got a new business. You're looking for help. You're looking to help others. Spread the word. And with this MLM ROD system, I mean, you just can't go wrong. I don't know how you go wrong with that. You'd have constant leads coming in on a daily basis, I would presume. So it's pretty simple. It's pretty simple. The only missing element in the equation is you getting yourself organized, having a systematic plan, and putting the plan into action. Okay. And with that, again, I highly recommend take advantage of Strategy 2020. That's what we've been talking about from the beginning. Get involved in Tradera as your second business profit center. And when you've got prospects coming into CSN, you automatically enroll them into Tradera as you continue to rank up and build your network. Okay? I've never seen a stronger program. I've never seen one more in need. I mean, we're not looking for fat people that want to lose weight. We're not looking for, people with medical problems that need supplements. This pretty much appeals to people across the board, and, making extra cash flow is even, a little bit sexy. What do you think about it? All right, so that's enough from me. Comments and questions, and we'll wrap it up. Let me look at some of the comments in chat. And yeah, even if you're not able to make calls, you can go out and just stop into businesses and talk to people. You're out and about, you're in a commercial neighborhood, stop in and talk to a few of the business owners. Make contacts, make friends, develop a network. I mean, it can really start to get fun once you just develop a rhythm and it just comes out of your mouth automatically, kind of without having to think about it. Once you get that down, a little bit of practice, I mean, it's fun just getting out talking to people. How do they afford to give away a $50 gift card? Well, because the gift card doesn't cost $50. It's an incentive for some merchant. I don't know exactly what it is, but it's an incentive for some merchant to give away a discount. You see those all the time. It's probably, spend $100, get $50 off type of thing. I don't know. I'm guessing, but that would make sense. Yeah, we'll have a replay. We always do. So, anybody have comments or questions you want to talk about? Issues you've come across that you need some help with, or things you're not clear on? Guys are awful quiet tonight. All right, so once you get set up with Tradera, I've got a whole separate training regimen that pretty much reviews what we've talked about tonight, and then some. So I look at folks who get set up with Tradera as being serious, and that being the case, we get into a little bit more depth on the training. You'll get put onto an autoresponder, start getting emails for the first couple of weeks to expand on these concepts or to review them and get into a few others. Okay. Very good. All right. So there you have it, folks. I mean, there's no reason not to have success with this. We've got the product, we've got the market, you now have the training, you know what to do, you've got lead generation, everything you need. I see El Norris has his hand up. Let's go to El Norris. Go ahead, El Norris. Let me unmute you. And
hey, I was just causing attention to the chat. I had sent a text to you in order to get
okay.
the link.
Yeah, I just mentioned we're going to have a recording. Yeah, it's recorded. Is that what you're referring to?
No, I was beyond that. I see the wisdom of it immediately. I was like, where's the link that I can go ahead and take a look at the system.
What system?
The
MLM, right?
last one, yeah, the
Okay.
last one.
MLM ROD, ROD, stands for recruitondemand.com.
Okay, got it.
Yeah,
Thank you, sir.
yeah, and you can make referral fees on that too as well.
I seen that.
As you build a team, get your team going, and you can generate some cash flow with that as well.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, so I'll put it in here just to be sure.
Thank you.
Good system. Yeah. Ryan, he's been around for years, so that tells you something right there. He has been around many years doing what he's doing. So he's got to be successful with it. For him to be around that long tells me one thing: his system works. People hang in there with him. Okay, anybody else? All right then. Well, thank you for your attention. I hope this has been helpful. And I expect to see you start generating some serious cash flow before long and get you up there into the elite stratosphere of the winner's circle. And if you need any follow-up or help with Tradera, I assume you're already involved in CSN. Okay, let's just establish that as a basis and a starting point. If you need any help or need anything further, just put a ticket in to the CSN system, log into your dashboard in the back office, put in a ticket, and we can deal with your questions there. Okay? So do that. Make sure that you're active in the community center. There's new information being posted, a lot of good information. I think that will really help your mindset, your understanding on a lot of different issues. So be sure to visit the community center. And if you don't know how to get there, log into your CSN dashboard, click updates in the menu, and look for the announcement as we announce the new community center. So for those of you who are new in CSN, we get a lot of folks who join and they don't take the time to fully explore their back office, the dashboard. All right. What you need to do, you need to click every button that's there and see what comes up. So you know how it works, what information's available, and there's going to be important instructions there that are going to help you move along in the system. We get a lot of tickets from people that, for whatever reason, just haven't really looked at anything, and they start asking questions about things they should already know. Okay, so that's on you to understand what's in your back office. Okay, so you'll find the community center in the updates announcements if you need to get to the community center. Okay, so that's that. Very good. That's all for tonight, folks. Thank you very much.